All right, we'll be starting here in just a moment. Coach, why don't we go ahead and start with, well, first off, has everybody got privileges to record? Okay, thank you. Coach, why don't we go ahead and start with an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Well, as you can imagine, just beyond disappointed in how we played today. We knew what type of football game this would be, a physical football game. You know, the toughest, the most physical team would win. And we didn't meet their physicality. It's kind of simple as that. Whenever you can run the football like that, it's just going to be a tough day. It's going to be a long day. So defensively, you know, how we played in our front seven, you know, it can't get much worse. Offensive side of the football, I mean, we wanted to get our running game going. Mike Epstein, I think Mike was over 100 yards. He had that one big run, but I thought they dominated us on both sides. Their front seven, just both of their lines got the better of us. And from there, you could, you know, pretty much, we couldn't do anything offensively once. And then, of course, defensively, once you can get the run going like that, it opens it up for the pass. I think we might have gotten a couple of takeaways, and that's big. Witherspoon to get his first interception here as a member of the Fighting Illini team was big, but again, not much happened. Terrible performance, and when you play like that, you can't wait to get to the next game for sure. I know we've said that a few times, but last week we lost, but we didn't lose like this. We're better than this. Take your question.
Okay, we'll start off with Bob Osmussen, followed by Jeremy with Alec in the hole. Go ahead, Bob. Unmute yourself.
Hey, Coach, the first play of the first drive of the second half, you're first and goal, you end up being first and 40, I mean, third and 48. Just talk about what happened there and what that meant to your team.
That's kind of how the day went, Bob. You know, you're right. We got a little momentum going. Seemed like whenever we got a little momentum going, it was either, you know, some type of bust, untimely penalty. I mean, what can I say? We were in position to, you know, when you come out and you get a chance to, you know, to move the ball right away and get a score that could have given us a little bit of momentum. We've come back from big losses in the past, but that kind of said the type of day we had today.
Coach Mohammed Ibrahim had a great game. Just talk about him.
I'm sorry, who now?
Ibrahim, their running back, Minnesota's running back.
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah. I mean, our offensive line did a great job. It started up front with them. They had holes, and, you know, he's a very good player. You know, he's a good running back, kind of simple as that. Our tackling was really bad today too. When we were in the proper gaps, you know, yards after contact, it just, you know, everything that could have gone wrong as far as playing the run actually went wrong today. Yeah, he had a great day running the ball, and the offensive line did a super job in tight end blocking.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, Jeremy, Alec on deck, Matt Stevens in the hole.
Lovie, you guys have gotten down a couple scores, I think, in each of these three games. What do you think are the reasons for struggling out of the gate? Is it preparation? Is it physicality, mindset? What do you think it is?
It's probably a combination of all. You know, when it's happened 3 times in a row, you have to say that we hadn't been ready to play. We've talked a good game before, but we just haven't performed the way we need to. It's kind of simple as that, starting out of the gate. We, you know, initially, you know, we were a little shorthanded as far as DBs were concerned. We let them get going a little bit with some of the passes, but how we played the run today, I mean, it was going to be a start fast. They were going to start fast, and we were, of course, not being able to stop them much. Don't know the reason why, but that's what's happened.
You guys didn't start the way you wanted to last year either, but this team, then obviously what you guys have done. What do you do as a coach to try and turn that around when you have that kind of disappointment and maybe lose a little confidence here?
Well, I mean, it's a long football season. I mean, we had I don't know, we lost 3 or 4 in a row last year, and we came back. That's the thing. We're disappointed in what has happened so far, but there's too much football left to go. We're not the only college football team that's disappointed in their play. We're going to get some guys back. And next we could get a few more guys back. But in the meantime, we still can play better with who we have right now. A lot of football left to go in this season.
Thanks, Lovie.
Okay, Alec, you're up. Matt Stevens on deck.
Hey, Coach, thanks for doing this. First question I have, I think you guys had 12 penalties for 120 yards or something like that. How do you just clean up the discipline stuff? I know that's something that you harp on a lot in practice.
Yeah, we just haven't been a team that's been penalized an awful lot like this. So this isn't something that's happened an awful lot to us. So we normally have a lot more discipline than we had today. Untimely penalties. We'll look at it just like everything. We'll correct it and hopefully not, be in this situation again.
And then in terms of discipline of some of your older players, I think you had a clipping from Chase Brown. Can you just talk about the targeting that was late?
I'm sorry, we had a
bounds
what
hit?
now? I didn't hear your question again.
Yeah, you had the targeting that was pretty far out of bounds. Just like big penalties that are personal fouls. Like, can you just comment on that a little bit too?
Yeah, we had some big call. I mean, I can comment. I'm gonna say what you said. We had some big penalties that were costly throughout the course of the game. I agree. That targeting penalty was one, and we had a lot of others that we'll need to clean up in order to win some games.
Okay, Matt Stevens and Gabby on deck.
Lovie, you talked about your physicality in terms of you guys playing the run. If I could flip it and say, did Karan have enough time, or were you guys dominated on your offensive line today as well? Did you feel like?
I think right now, watching the video, I think they dominated us on both sides of the ball. I'm talking about both of their lines. Their defensive line, I thought, got after us, and of course their offensive line really got after our front seven. So normally you have a game like that. You don't have to watch the video. I can say that right now.
Does it make it
physical than we were up front?
Apologize. Does it make it difficult to evaluate Karan's play when he's getting harassed like he was today?
No, I think we can evaluate everybody. You can learn an awful lot in tough circumstances like this from everybody that played today. And that's what we're going to do. We evaluate, closely with a fine-tooth comb each week. But of course, when you have a game like this, and one of the things I'm going to really evaluate is the effort. And this is something we have to clean up. We have been a team that's given great effort, and we have not been a football team that's been dominated like that up front. So I'm going to say that this happened, give Minnesota a lot of credit, and we got to get ready for Rutgers and not see this happen again.
That's all I have. Thanks, Lovie.
Okay, Gabby with Brett Behrens on deck. Go ahead, Gabby.
Lovie, it seemed like a big chunk of Minnesota's yards came from stretch run plays. On the defensive end, what do you think led to those?
Just guys getting out of their gaps up front. I think every type of run, I just wouldn't say it was just that, but most of the time when you have a run like that, someone has gotten out of their gap. Discipline that goes into keeping your head in the crack in your gap, and then getting them down. We have a free safety most of the time. The missed tackles, lead to real big plays. You'll lose a gap from here and every once in a while, but normally the overall team pursuit will keep it to a minimum game. That's what I was most disappointed in today.
You mentioned missed tackles a couple of times now. How do you correct fundamentals like that when you're already 3 games into the season?
We missed tackles this game. We don't care. You don't have to carry it to the next game. We're going to work on tackling more this week, but a lot of that is just wanting to. So I don't think we've had this many in the past. We did everything wrong today, and we're going to keep it with just this game. This isn't who we are.
Thanks, Lovie.
Okay, Brett, you're up. Scott Ritchie on deck.
Lovie, how disappointing is it to be talking about effort in that sense, in getting out-manned essentially in year 5 for you?
Well, it's tough to say that they were more physical than us. As far as effort, I wouldn't say that we didn't give effort. I mean, we didn't play as well as we needed to, but I think most of it kind of came to them being more physical than us up front. Yes, that's disappointing.
And how much does this now rely on you or on your seniors to turn this thing around?
All of it, I'm the head football coach. Everything comes back to me. Yeah, it goes back to our leaders too, that's been around here for a period of time. And everybody else that played out there today, it's on all of us. It always starts with me. And believe me, we'll do something about it.
Thank you.
Okay, Scott Ritchie, Alessandro, sorry, on deck.
Yes, Lovie, when you say, can't wait to get to the next game after a performance like that, and know you've said that a lot, is that when you're still saying that at this point, I mean, where you feel like the program should be, is that a disappointment?
It was disappointing. Where was disappointment today? So let me ask you this: what am I supposed to say then? We stunk up the place today. We didn't play well today. The only option we have is to get to the next game. If we said that before and it happened, yeah, we're going to say it again right now. Today's effort, the way we played wasn't good enough. And the only way you can get this bad taste out of your mouth is to get to the next game. After losses, that's what you say. If you got something else that's better for that, give it to me.
Well, that'll work, I'm sure. We saw Marquez in a boot, so obviously he was out for that. Can you give any update on Nate Hobbs and why he missed today's game?
He had an injury. We'll talk about injuries a little bit later. Everybody that didn't play has an injury that kept him out of the football game. So that's what it was. Nate has a shoulder injury. Didn't practice all week. Wasn't able to play. Marquez, you saw him in the cast. Hopefully we'll start to get some guys back this week. We're a little short-handed now, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Alessandra, and then Josh and Mariah in the hole. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, you guys were looking at this game as kind of a must win. Just where do you guys go from here?
Well, must win. I wouldn't say necessarily must win. And we were looking at this game as a game that we needed to play a lot better than we played. A game that we wanted to win in the worst way, but there's a lot of football left to go. We have game 4 coming up. We have lost 3 games in a row in the past and have regrouped and finished up strong. That's what we plan on doing this week. But as far as the must means that everything is over if you lose this game. That's not what this was. This was a disappointing game in itself. And we have to get to the next game to play better than that.
Okay, Josh, and then we'll finish up with Mariah before we move on to players. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Coach. One bright spot today seemed to be the running game. Mike Epstein had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Chase Brown had some good runs. What did you like out of what you saw from that group today?
Well, you're definitely, what I'm noticing is that your glass is definitely half full. Start off with that. But that's what we saw. Mike Epstein had some big runs. I think Chase had a couple big runs also. I mean, there are times when we move the ball a little bit, but you have to be able to sustain drives. And we would have a big run and get in position, and then we start going back the other direction. But we have a commitment to the run, and we'll need to get it going even more. We can't get in a position where we become a team that has to pass the ball. That's why we can't get in a 14-0 hole again. We got to come out stronger.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll finish up with Mariah. Go ahead, Mariah.
Lovie, did the absence of Nate Hobbs affect the performance of the secondary today at all?
Well, when you lose like that, you hate to make any excuses. But, yeah, when we lose Nate, guys have to, move to other positions. You have to continue to shuffle. We've had to shuffle a lot. Then when you lose a player like Derek, too, you really are in a tough situation. But hopefully we can get him back soon.
And you said that everything comes back to you, so as a coach. So how would you evaluate your coaching today?
What does the score say? That's how I would do it. Pretty simple. All right. I didn't perform the way I need to.
Thanks.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time today.